Hey there. I'm still doing this. I'm kind of surprised. Usually when I take on a big project like this that takes forever or is spread out over time, 2 or 3 days into it, I'm dead in the water. So, yay me. Um, and I knew, and I mentioned this before in one or two other of these blurbs, I knew that I would be painting a big target on my back for this. And that's, I guess if I even say the things I've been getting hit by, it'd be ridiculous because it's nothing, honestly. But doing this right now, recording, I have 10 billion things I need to do of various importance, some creative work, some legal work, and some, documents, very important documents are due. I have every reason in the world not to record this right now. But I'm doing it because I said I would. Um, it's a personal test and it's a small devotion. So if you're watching this, and right now really nobody is, which makes this kind of thing easy. But if you're watching this, thank you. So anyway, kind of a grab bag today. We've got first up Venerable Procopius, the confessor of Decapolis. Decapolis. So we'll just dive right into that.
Lenten Reading Series, February 27th, 2026. The Venerable Procopius, the Confessor of Decapolis. St. Procopius lived during the 8th century in the region of Decapolis, east of the Sea of Galilee. Forsaking the vanity of this world, Procopius was tonsured in a certain monastery, where he labored for his salvation, devoting himself to a life of prayer and fasting. As he grew experienced in ascetical labors, he was adorned with virtue and purity of soul, so that other ascetics might begin to notice him. Meanwhile, about this time, the heresy of iconoclasm appeared. Procopius was distressed by the policies of the wicked Emperor Leo the Isaurian, who regarded the holy icons as idols, and those who venerated them as idolaters. The righteous Procopius, together with other zealots of orthodoxy, fought against the wicked heresy of the iconoclasts. He refuted their mindless madness and defeated them by declaring that Orthodox Christians do not worship icons, we venerate them, and that veneration passes to the original prototype. This brought upon him the wrath and disfavor of the emperor. At his command, St. Procopius was arrested and subject to cruel torments. He was flogged, beaten with rods, and raked with iron claws, and then was thrown into a dank dungeon. There St. Procopius and St. Basil, his co-struggler in the monastic life, languished until the death of Emperor Leo, when the holy confessors were released. St. Procopius the Decapolite spent the remainder of his life in peace, guiding many on the path of virtue and salvation. He reposed at an advanced age, around the year 750. Venerable Titus the Presbyter of the Kiev Near Caves. St. Titus, presbyter of the Near Caves, lived in a great friendship with the deacon Evagrius, which later turned into a strong dislike and hostility. Although hieromonk Titus tried several times to make peace with his former friend, the deacon Evagrius refused to be reconciled. When St. Titus fell ill with a grievous illness and began to prepare himself for death, he asked for Evagrius to be brought to him in order to ask for his forgiveness. The brethren brought Evagrius to the sickbed by force. St. Titus tearfully begged him for forgiveness, but Evagrius remained obstinate. He declared that he would not forgive Titus in this world, nor in the world to come. As he said this, he fell dead, struck down by an angel. At that very instant, St. Titus was healed, and he got up out of bed. He revealed that the demons were all around him until he forgave Evagrius. When he had done so, the demons left him and attacked Evagrius, while radiant angels surrounded St. Titus. After this, St. Titus increased his ascetical struggles and received from God the gift of working miracles. He was also known for his great humility. St. Titus reposed around 1190. His memory is celebrated also on September 28th at the Synaxis of the Fathers of the Near Caves.
That's a good one. That's what this is all about. Lent. It's about forgiveness. It's that serious. You might be made an example of, to be discussed for hundreds of years if you don't forgive. But if that unlikely thing doesn't happen, then, well, you'll go to hell. So, it's just best to forgive, generally speaking. And trust me, I am not somebody to emulate on this. I have said I forgive someone in particular many times and have not made a lasting forgiveness. So, and I've paid for it in my own soul, in my own life. So it just feels better to forgive too. So do it. I'm not an evangelist, nothing like that. I'm just telling you hard-won truths from the battlefield. One more quick one, because I always want to include martyrs. My ideal here through this process is that we'll focus on martyrs, right? So
The holy martyrs Julian, Eunos, and his servant Beza, the soldier, and Macarius, suffered at the beginning of the reign of Decius, 294 through 251, at Alexandria. St. Julian, a very old man, suffered from gout and could neither stand nor get about. He was carried to the trial by his servants, one of whom, Eunos, bravely confessed his faith in Christ, even though a second servant recanted. They took Julian and Eunos through the city on camels, subjecting them to jeering of pagans, and finally burned them in a fire. The soldier St. Beza also suffered with them. Because he tried to defend the holy martyrs from insult, he was beheaded by the sword. St. Macaros of Lebanon was also burned.
So is it tough not eating meat during Lent? Do you have an annoying coworker? Yeah. Well, are they beheading you or raking you with iron claws? No. Maybe this 21st century life, Lenten life, is not so hard. Anyway, got to go before my phone fills up again. I apologize. I have allergies, so this probably sounds terrible, but thank you for sticking with it if you have. Cheerio.